Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Kerry McElroy, and you are watching Aim for Stronger. We've come up with that name. We're so excited. We've launched our website this week. So that's what you should be doing all the time, aiming for stronger. Stronger here, stronger here, stronger here. Everything should be stronger. It's, so too often people look at fitness as a way to, tone and shape their bodies and, sculpt the perfect body. But really, it's about getting stronger. And that stronger starts a lot of times with emotional stuff and the heart, as well as shaping the body. So, and Barbara last week showed us a great way to start eating well, some nice, beautiful protein bowls she made. So we're going to be featuring more things like that too, as we add to our workout videos. So again, check out our website. You'll see it, Aim for Stronger. It'll be at the end of this video, okay? Today, we've got a great topic, balance. God, who doesn't need balance, right? Once again, balance represents so many things. It's an emotional piece. It's balance from the inner core. And it's, of course, it's balance in life, right? What are we doing to balance all the things that we need to do? How many of you feel like you're juggling 46 balls every day? Of course, COVID has given us the opportunity, many of us, to be home and really think about what means to us right now, where we can center, where we can spend time with our families, where we ran around and took things for granted. Now we've been given this golden, beautiful opportunity to really kind of focus and reflect a little bit. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really centered right now. I mean, it's granted, it's a struggle for some people as anxiety rears itself. You're home with family members. Sometimes it's not always easy. We're zigging and zagging, fighting over computers with kids trying to go to school and from home, remote learning. I know I'm a teacher, but it's also a time to reflect and think about how we can balance our life and really, what we can, kind of what we don't need and what truly means the most to us. So without further ado, we've got some great exercises for you today. We're going to start with Vivian, who's going to talk about all kinds of pieces to what balance means at any age, shape, or size, okay? And then Patty's going to be on the treadmill, and I'm going to be using a neat implement called the Bozu ball, which you can get anywhere, Amazon, Target, Dick's Sporting Goods. So we've got a variety of things you can do from home to show you how important balance is from an exercise and an emotional standpoint. All right, without further ado, though, I've got Barb O'Donnell to my left. I've got Patty Chin down below on her treadmill. And of course, the infamous Vivian Rain is going to be our star today, showing us all kinds of balance. So here we go, Viv. Over to you, Vivian, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Carrie. So balance, we're going to start with one foot at a time. How's that? I want to talk about what 3 things you need for balance. And you don't have to buy them. They're already ingrained in our body. And it's your sight. Your sight helps you stay balanced. Your hearing. Ever think of that? If you have like crystals in your ear or vertigo, it all stems from your hearing. And also we have proprioceptors in our body. And that's in our muscles, our tendons, and our ligaments. It's a sensory organ that sends signals to our nervous system that helps us maintain that balance. So we have to practice our balance, just like doing a circuit with lifting weights and stuff like that. This is a great tool in our toolbox to have to do a combination of maybe a bicep curl and practice balance at the same time. But there's also different ways to balance even your footwear, to say that if you have running shoes, there's a stabilizer in your running shoes. So see how it's stiff? So that's going to help you maintain your balance, as opposed to a tennis shoe where, look at it, this is all crunched up. So those proprioceptors on the bottom of your feet are going to have to work even harder with this. And then if you want to go crazy, you can go barefoot. And those proprioceptors are going to really come alive, help stabilize the bigger muscles, and you will really feel a burn sometimes if you go barefoot and work on balance. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put my running shoe back on, because I'm going to show the exercise and I don't want to be wobbling. All right. I want to look good too. All right. So this is one you don't need much, okay? You can do this at home. You can have paper plates. I have red charges. So you got a visual here, all right? And so this is one of the a basic one that we have. And it's almost like a star. So we got a little, you're in the middle of this, the plates here. So you're just gonna stand on your right leg. I'll just show you on your right leg first. And what you're going to do is just tap with the left leg, that front plate. So here we go, tap. And then you're gonna go to the side, tap that one. Oh, then we gotta cross over and tap that one. Whoop. So see, I don't have enough flexibility, so I have to bring that plate in a little closer. I'm gonna tap that. Whoop. And then I have to go back and tap the other one. Woo! Yeah, that's tough. And you're gonna get maybe 5 of these, so you do it again. And this leg is gonna start firing up. You might feel a little burn in your weakest part. Like I feel it in my ankle. For some reason, my ankles burn. Your foot, your bottom of your foot might burn. But there you go. So you do that, and if you felt pretty good with your running shoes on, then you can maybe try, your tennis shoe. And then you might feel it's a little tougher, you go barefoot. Or you can bring in a cushion. You can stand on a cushion. This is an Eric's pad, but you can use like your chair cushion or your pillow, and that adds a little bit more instability, and that makes it even harder to do. Woo! Yeah, right there. See? And that is balance. And I believe everybody should work on balance, because what do you do when you tie your shoe? Maybe there's no place to put your foot up. Can you tie your shoe standing up? Putting your pants on. You need balance. Or do you have to sit down and put your pants on? These little things like that, these are little things that's going to help you, be able to tie your shoe without having to lean on something, or put your sock on without sitting down. Can you put your sock on and take it off standing up? And once you start working on balance, you'll realize that, hey, I don't need to lean on something. I can do this. I have a little bit of balance and control in my life. So that's a little bit of balance. You want to shout out anything, Barbara?
Yeah. So Vivian, what muscles do you incorporate when you're using balance in the body? What muscles do you think?
I think it's a total body, because it's sensory. You need core. Everything's working. The whole, from head to toe, everything's working.
Okay.
Close your eyes. You're gonna lose that sense of balance. So you need your sight. So everything's engaged.
And so as you get older, does that affect your balance?
Well, yes, because as we get older, we kind of like, our sight goes, unfortunately. So we get that depth perception going on too. So balance is going to be even harder. And, loss of hearing sometimes, or, a little bit of vertigo comes in as we age. So that's why we should always work at it, no matter what age you're at, because you don't want to lose that balance.
I remember I was a kid and I had broken my ankle, and then 6 months later I broke my other ankle. So I wasn't really strong, and I fell all the time, and I never understood. You think you're a kid, you're running, you're jumping rope, you're doing all this stuff, and now all of a sudden you just get off the couch and you would fall. So is that?
Well, yes, physical therapy. You should have gone to physical therapy. I broke my fifth metatarsal, and they had me jumping rope or one foot doing raises on my foot, because that's the whole bottoms up position that stems from balance, is our feet. So if you have to keep them healthy and practicing standing on one foot, or even that heel toe, try that barefoot, or try it on a cushion. You're going like, okay, so you don't need a lot, but you realize that, wow, I'm sweating because everything's engaged. You're pulling all your flesh into your bones.
Right.
But that's the only thing how I tell my clients when they're, wobbling. I tell them to, look at a point on the floor, and then just pull your flesh into your bones. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, I know what you mean. So, yeah.
Excellent.
All right, Vivian, awesome. That was awesome information. Again,
Yeah.
balance, any age, shape, or size can be affected. So
Yeah.
we've got to practice.
Mhm.
Patty's going to show us some stuff on the treadmill down below. So if you don't have a treadmill at home, some people have a treadmill at the clubs when clubs start to open in the next couple of weeks. So Patty, over to you.
Okay, hi everyone. Can you see me okay?
You're perfect.
Yeah.
Patty. Yep.
Okay. So the reason I thought about doing the treadmill is because when I've had clients that has something really basic that seems so basic to a lot of people. I have a couple and they wanted to go on a day trip and it required getting in a van. When they got there, she saw the step and she could not get up there.
Mm.
If I lift my foot, I feel like I'm going to fall. So she got this really, really sense of fear. And she couldn't get on the bus. And her husband was so mad. and so he said to me, we got to do something with her. We can't even get on a little bus to go on a day trip. So I started thinking, what could we use, So I told her, can you just step up, maybe just on a small riser? Just when I look at it, I feel like I'm going to fall, So I said, okay, let's go to the treadmill. So we went over the treadmill like this. He said, now you can put your hand right on here. So you feel nice and comfortable, you get on. And she said, okay, so I want to build a little bit up in here as well. So we said, let's talk a little about doing the lunge. You can hold on to the side so you don't have to feel like you're going to fall. Gently step back, keeping your knee over the ankle, going down, stay in the upright position. With the arm rest being here, it helped her to stay in the upright position. She's able to come back again. Small movement, but still being able to lift the foot off the ground is really big for some people. For some people that have been doing this for a while, it doesn't seem like very much. Well, we started going back. She was okay with that. We switched legs. Of course, this was over an amount of time. Coming back down, going back up, keeping her chest up, going back one more time like so, coming back up again. And then I said, well, how about if we turn the treadmill on and you start walking a little bit? So we put it on, keeping the treadmill at the lowest amount, 0.5. She began to lift her foot up. Okay, I'm all right because I'm holding on here. So I showed her this. You can't do a walking lunge. No way. I'll feel like I'll fall. So we started like this. I told her, let's try this. Foot is in the air. I'm going down, coming up. Left foot's in the air, coming up. And just switching off legs while she's holding on allowed us to come up with a technique that she could use on her own. So she could go from whether it was 3 lunges to going back to the basic stationary lunge, but it really helped. And so I started using that for people at first that had never done a lunge, or just for some people, it's just being able to get that, be able to even stretch into that motion. So that's what I used for her. So I found it to be very good. And so if you're a beginner or someone that has been doing things, but yet, like my mother had a stroke a couple years ago. And so I said, you're going to have to move. And they said, the therapist said, if you can get her to move while you're home. So the first thing I did was get her out of bed, keep it really slow, just walking. And she had the same thing, the balance. Of course, we didn't do lunges, we just did walking. But sometimes having something around people, like we talked about visually, just the security that they could see that something was there allowed my mother to do that. And that's great. She's back to her gym and able to move around. So it's anything at all that we can come up with, any alternatives that work to your advantage is what we're looking for.
Yeah,
Right.
It's interesting to note too, Patty, that that lunges, and not saying people have to do lunges, I agree, just the simple step, and Vivian talked about proprioception earlier, expanding your step, gives you balance because one foot's in the air longer and you're on one foot for longer, so you're balancing. But it's interesting to note that your first moves, the treadmill wasn't even moving. You could use a chair for that. The second thing I want to talk about is people think that lunges are a leg move, but they're so about balance and core strength. The lunge is so core oriented. So that would be interesting to use a lunge for balance. So, yeah. Cool. Barbara, anything? Vivian?
I just wanted to check in just to let you know, if you're trying to work on a single leg, you know, movement pattern, you can always use like a stick too to help you with balance. So if you're doing your, you know, your tapping of the plate, you have your stick here, so that's going to help you, you know, hold on, and you'll have a little bit more stability too. To, work your way up without the stick to help you with your balance.
Yeah, always hang on. All those exercises you were doing, Vivian, of course. So you could have a chair next to you, a stick, anything. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
The wall. All right, I'm up last, so I want to talk about a particular implement that many of you have seen before. It looks like a ball, a resistance ball, only it's a half ball, and it's called the Bozu. So let me pick it up and show you for a minute here. I'm actually sitting on it. How cool is that? So it's a Bozu ball, okay? So here it is, and I make no money off of this, but we've been using it for years as trainers. So you can get a Bozu. I'm just going to mute you for a minute. Okay, so you can use a Bozu at home. You can, a lot of gyms will have them, a lot of places, training studios, whatever. You can buy these online at Amazon.com. You can buy them at Dick's Sporting Goods. And they're all different types of Bozus, but they're flat on the bottom and a domed top. And you blow them up, they come you know, flat, and you have to blow them up. And they're great ways to promote, as Vivian talked about earlier, instability. We can stand on them, we can sit on them, we can kneel on them, we can use them as a bench by putting our upper body and do a chest press on them. So lots of things we do. Bozu stands for both sides up, B-O-S-U. So you can put it down like this on the floor, or you can flip it up like this and stand on its top head. So either way, but I think that it's most important because particularly you can think about doing strength training while you're standing on an unstable surface. So encompassing all of the things that Patty and Barb and Vivian talked about while also doing your upper body. So the one thing I do want to say though is if you get one, they come in all different types of styles. So this one has a really dark blue top to it because this is what we call a commercial Bozu. Oftentimes you'll get one with a lighter blue top, and those are the home Bozus. They're generally about $100. I've seen them as low as $79 at Target. Just make sure the difference between the commercial Bozu, and they have a light gray bottom, and the light blue ones, which are the home ones, are the footings. Okay, so if right now I'm on a hardwood floor, and some of the footings have, these footings are great on this Bozu, but if you get a home Bozu, the footings they're not as strong. So if you're on a floor, I'm going to show you my wood floor here, okay? What I've done, these can slide, so you want to be careful if you stand on them and go sliding. So you always want to put these on a nice mat just to make sure they're not going to move, okay? So if you want to, in turn, stand on them. So let me stand on them for a minute here. If you guys can see me, I'm going to have to move this back a little bit. So as long as you guys can see my feet, that's all that matters. So I'm going to step onto the Bozu, and if you're uncomfortable doing that, you can simply stand to the side and do the taps that Vivian talked about. Just a simple tap. Because we're on one leg, so we're bringing all kinds of core movements into this. You're bringing your glutes in, your outer thigh, you're bringing your inner thigh on the leg that's supporting you. You can step up from the side. You can step up from let's come up from the front, okay? You can step off to the side, and just exercises like this all the time are important for our practice of balance. The last thing I'll leave you with is, again, you can use the Bozu as, rather than standing on the floor and doing bicep curls or overhead triceps, why not stand on an uneven surface? It could be a Bozu. It could be a sponge-like pad, chair pad like Vivian's got, but just make sure it doesn't slide. Put it on something stable, okay? So if you're at home, and make that weight training workout compound, okay? So not only am I've got to really get nice and soft with my legs, I'm doing bicep curls, but I'm standing on an uneven surface, so I'm really bringing my obliques in, my upper glutes and hamstrings. So you can do all kinds of things, okay? You can do shoulder raises. Anything you do on the floor, you can do on the Bozu, side raises, whatever you want to do, okay? So again, I think the most important thing to remember here is balance takes practice. Okay. And it's something that is not only a physical piece, but it's an emotional piece too. Okay. So what do you got left for me? Anything, Vivian?
And I was thinking with the compound movement patterns that you were doing with the Bosu, you could even stand on one leg too, and after you get proficient with that, and do bicep curls standing on one leg, or heel toe bicep curls, or shoulder raises or anything. So if you don't want to invest in a Bosu, you can still put a little balance in your life.
Right,
too.
exactly. You could be on the floor on one leg. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Standing up,
Yeah.
with one on one leg. Yeah, alrighty. I can't look at, I'm gonna do this leg, and doing a bicep curl, or hammer curl, or raises, or then we can go heel toe, and do, curls or stuff like that. You're still working on balance, but you're also working your upper body too. So it's a nice little combo move. So that's my little go-to right there. So.
Nice. Barb, anything?
Just like spirit, mind, and body, finding balance is a happier, healthy life. Balance is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Said from the hiker, the woman who climbed Mount Everest. You don't know that about Barb. Check out our website, Aim for Stronger. She's been all over the world, climbing and hiking, just incredible adventurous spirit. And take a look at her bio. Patty, any last minute words? What do you got for us?
I think for myself, just thinking of what my theme was today in light of it, just alternative. Never feel like you can't do something. It's just not going to work for you. There's always an alternative. We can always modify something. And so like you talked about today, we can use the Bosu, just changing the room that we're in, just finding a piece of furniture outside like Barb talked about, leaning on a bench outside, just something to make things happen. I was looking at Vivian when she put the chargers down, and I was like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, there's no food on those chargers, Barb. I mean, yeah, it's true, Patty. Yeah, just keep in mind, you can do anything. Just aim for stronger. It's that simple. You're aiming for stronger. You're not aiming for, a certain weight or how many push-ups or pull-ups you can do. That's great. There's nothing wrong with having goals. But if you aim for simply stronger, everything else is going to follow. And that stronger can be, like Barb said, an emotional strength, a balance, an emotional balance, and everything else will follow. Hey, thanks for watching us today. Again, we've got a great new website for you. We're always training tips for women. If you need some personal training or small group training or virtual training, we do it all. Just take a look at our website and make sure you click on a trainer that you're interested in, or just call the number and we'll set you up. We don't care if you're in California or France. We'll take care of it for you, okay? We represent trainers from all around the area, all around the United States. So virtual makes it so much easier for us, right? We can see you. All right. Take care. Again, look for our program. Next week, we've got a special guest coming. We're going to start bringing on guest trainers, so be ready. All right. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, have a good day.
Bye.